The best part of the nighttime racing season at Los Alamitos is here, as the best quarter horses in the nation set to compete in our biggest race, like the Los Alamitos Super Derby, the Champion of Champions, and the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. Plus, the best bets in night racing continue, like our early and late pick fours, always with the best pools at night. And of course, our Pick 6 promos on Sunday nights. The best part of the year is here at Los Alamitos.
Hey, welcome everyone to the Los Alamitos preview show. We are back. We missed last week. My fault. I had to travel last week, and due to technical difficulties, we could not get together for the show. But we are back, and we are going to be talking about, just like how that commercial said, the best part of the year here at Los Alamitos. And it begins this weekend with some really good 2-year-old racing. I think every race for quarter horses on Saturday is for 2-year-olds. And, of course, the big Golden State Million, the Asai, on Sunday night here at Los Al. Happy to be joined by our great panel, as usual, George Duarte, Michael Wrona, Chris Wade. I will start with George Duarte. The NBA season is off and running. George, and who do you think is going to win the title?
Well, I've been riding the Denver Nuggets all summer, and I'm going to continue with them. I know they lost yesterday, but it was a really good game. Steph Curry must have thought it was the NBA Finals the way he was acting out there, but it was a very entertaining game. I like what I saw from the Nuggets, so that's what I'm going with.
Chris, lots of trials this weekend. Starting on Friday, Lone Star Park starting kind of an early post time on Friday, but they continue with the big set of trials here throughout the weekend. What are you looking forward to the most? Because I know you take close attention to all the quarter horse racing around the nation.
Yeah, well, we handicapped quite a lot of races, 5 through 12 at Lone Star Park for Saturday, and of course, I think it's like 6 through 10 at Albuquerque. Got some good ones there at Albuquerque as well, but I got one real good one there in race 9, the 9-horse. There, Holy Pete ran 5th in the All-American Invitational with all kinds of trouble. Broke slow, was crossed, circled the field, flew late, ran 5th, beat a length, but was right there with the horses like in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So a clean getaway horse should be triple tough that eye with a clean getaway, especially at that 400-yard distance. So big look there on Saturday night there. As your probable favorite, but triple tough tonight with a clean getaway. But we got some great races at Los Alamitos with the 2-year-olds, and we got the $2 million Futurity on Saturday. So Sunday. Excuse me. It's a great race, and it's a closely matched affair with some top-notch runners.
That's for sure, Chris. Michael, another big weekend of racing here at Los Al. We'll be talking a lot about race number 6. You have a selection in that race, and we also have a horse that is coming out of the All-American Futurity in that very same race number 6. How are you doing, Michael?
Doing great. Thanks, Orlando.
And, of course, we had the big Halloween Carnival last week, so it was a full weekend as well. Next week, with being Halloween, we'll have a fun video highlighting some of the great costumes that we saw throughout the day on Saturday. A lot of fun, a huge crowd downstairs in the apron area. Well, I mentioned that, Michael, you have a selection going into race number 6. So let's get right to it. Saturday, race 6 here at Los Al. I'll bring up the PPs. A couple of horses that immediately stand out. Special Session for trainer Chris Odell ran 2nd in a trial to the Rainbow Futurity. And if you see there, the horse that won that race, DR Holy Roller, he will be back in action this weekend at Los Al. We'll talk a little bit more about him. Number 3, Dragon Link, 7:05 on the morning line for trainer James J. Gonzalez III. And that was previously trained when he ran in the All-American Futurity. Now for James J. Gonzalez II, same family. And look at this horse, ran 7th in the All-American Futurity. But, Michael, you have a horse to play in this race.
Yeah, and maybe it's more of an underneath play because obviously Dragon Link, the favorite number 3, is pretty scary, having qualified to the All-American Futurity. But I do like the shift to the outside post position for number 8, Apolitical Tell, a horse I picked on the preview show last time out. off the 110-yard career debut, second place finish. I loved the way the horse hit the line and galloped out at the end of that 110-yard event in August, and was keen on him second time out, stepping up to 300 yards, but it was a total forget race. Just get the thickest pen you have and put a line through it.
That's for sure. From a really good family, a mare out of apolitical blood, and the sire, the Arizona-based sire, Doodah Cartel. He was a tremendous 3-year-old here at Los Alamitos, PCQ HRA Horse of the Year from the great breeding of Martha Wells. I'll go ahead and bring a full screen. And apolitical tell will start from slot list number 3. He is the number 4 horse in this race. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit play, Michael, and you can talk a little bit about this effort.
He hesitated as the gate opened. He was a little slow to go, and then it went terribly wrong for him from that point. A very rough trip, ultimately getting crossed and losing his path. He can see the jockey basically just checking him severely and yanking him left to where the hole had developed, but the race was over. Really, the horse wasn't even asked in the last stages. In fact, George made the comment saved in his trouble notes because the bird had flown. There was nothing to be gained by trying to press on after all that mid-race trouble. So it really is a total forget race. He was heavily supported to start favourite on this occasion. And I just like him out there in post position 8. He gets a crack from the outside on Saturday night. And so we'll be able to see what he's made of. And I've got a feeling that he's going to stretch home really nicely down the middle of the track. Now, whether that's good enough to beat Dragon Link, who again qualified to the All-American Futurity, that's another matter entirely. I do concede that the 3 horse, the favourite, is very, very scary. But on the other hand, Dragon Link's never been to Losal, hasn't had a workout here. It's all going to be a new game for Dragon Link. Under the lights on Saturday night. The horse will be very short odds, and doesn't take much to get upset under those circumstances of a newcomer. All things being equal, Dragon Link probably wins, but I think that at least number 8, Apolitical Tell, is a really solid exacta play underneath.
And George, Michael made the point that you noted on the trouble line that the horse was saved, and by that you mean that they saved the energy. They didn't push them in the later stages of the race. Is that something that you are carefully looking at, just about with every single horse, or just when it kind of pops out of the page?
I try to put it because it's just a thing to show. Because if you just look at the line and it shows that he finished losing ground and had that trouble, you think, oh, maybe he didn't finish on well. So I like to note it that he wasn't given the opportunity to show a better finish. I mean, like Michael said, the race was already over. He wasn't going to finish any better than 5th. So that's why I like to put safe to let the public know, okay, he wasn't asked for his best. I also like to same when they're handwritten into a finish or handily. I like to point that out to let the public know it was easier to look. There's sometimes where I'll put handily on a half-length winner, even though it's only half a length. If you watch it, is visually he knew he had the win. And usually I put either like handily or measured or confidently, just to like give an extra insight for somebody that doesn't have access to the replays.
Are you more likely to put the word saved in there if the horse encountered trouble, or if I guess that's the only time that you would.
Yeah, that's the only time. Usually when they encounter trouble and they just not ask, because there's some, and then there'll be some where they have a bunch of trouble, they're way back and they're still riding them hard, So then it's worth noting, because there's sometimes they won't be saving them, and then you'll see them lose ground even though they're being asked. That's something that you would want to know, that even though once they leveled, once they had that clear room, they were still losing ground. So how much did that trouble even matter? But in this instance, he was put under a hold, so him losing ground doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking like if the horse kind of gets overmatched in a race when he's going against a horse that's just so much better, or just caught a flyer.
Yeah, I'll just put like no matched if they like second best
Okay.
and like or something like that. I'll put like that.
Perfect. Okay, let's move on to later on the card, because like I mentioned, we have a lot of really good 2-year-old races throughout the program. Race 7, Sunday Rain, who is coming off of a nice effort in a trial to the Golden State Million. 2-1 on the morning line for Sunday Rain. I'm Relentless, 7-2. We haven't seen this horse since March after she debuted with a 3/4 length win. Those did post a workout on October the 8th, when 12.3. And I thought that the longer the workout went, the more relaxed she looked. She kind of broke a little bit head high in that work. And Ritzy at 6-1 on the outside, coming off of a nice third against Moonball, and an allowance even. We get to now race number 8. And George, you have a pick for us in race 8.
Yeah, it was a horse I kind of dismissed in the trials. I just thought it was just too much for him to do. And that's the 1 CD Favorite Fire. He was coming off of a 5-month layoff, had only an 18.3 work. I thought the work was okay. And I thought he ran really well. He grinded along the inside, and for a horse off that layoff, going from 300 to 400, I was really impressed. And now he cuts back to, which I think is a really good distance for him, 350. And then more importantly to me, he's taking on a vulnerable favorite. I know Cartel Coast has the pedigree, the resume, who qualified for the Ed Burke, but he just has the look to me as someone that just developed early and hasn't really progressed further. For me, the CD Favorite Fire is half sibling to J Fire Up. Jaime Gomez trading J Fire Up. There's a lot of upside. He's paid to the $2 million. I think that he just targeted the fall races for this horse. He showed really good promise in that maiden win on May 3rd, defeating a 3-time winner Cowboy Country and a Golden State Million qualifier in AJ Cyclone. And I really liked how he did in that race. And I just think his main competition, I don't think, is the favorite. I think the main competition is the 3 Chicken Eagle. That's a horse. She was always green early on. She got rest. She came back and looked really professional. And I like her too. I just think a CD Favorite Fire has just a little bit more than her. He has that advantage of having run longer than this distance, and I think he's going to be able to outkick her late. But at 3-1, I think he's going to hold. I think Chicken Eagle might get bet down, and they might be about the same odds. And Cartel Coast will be the favorite, but I just really like CD Fire. We know Eduardo Nicasio likes the rail. There's just a lot to like.
Yeah, a lot of good points there. Notorious, by the way, that horse is going to be in action on Sunday in the Asai Handicap after winning that Golden State Million trial, even though he did not qualify for the final. Just a couple of other notes. Cartel Coast, it is kind of a key to point out. This horse did travel to Albuquerque for the All-American Futurity trials, running second in that trial. Then, like you mentioned, George comes back and runs 4th in the Golden State Million. Did he need another race here before just kind of get reacquainted? Perhaps, but we'll see. And just keeping it going, what a good performer he's been. 7 starts, and he's finished 3rd or better in 6 of those outings. Cartel just rocking. The mother of just keeping it going won the Los Alamitos $2 million back in 2019. Solid group here.
Worth noting on Cartel Coast, the race he lost to a maiden in that trial, so maybe it was not necessarily the toughest trial, because when there's so many trials that you can get races that are actually come up pretty weak. So that's another reason I'm dubious on him, and I'm just going to go against him.
Okay, so here's that Golden State Million trial with Notorious going to be the winner, and CD Favorite Fire here, breaking from post number 2. You can see him a little bit antsy in the first. Away from here.
Yeah, he drifted in and out a little bit early, and then he kept on. For me, a lot of it about showing his replay is more about the context of him coming off that layoff, only having to work, and him being game to the wire. I mean, he was right there. You only lose by half a length or less, or actually, you probably lost only by a neck at 350 yards against a solid field, and IVO's Notorious. So I just really like the effort. He galloped out good. I think Jaime is really high on this horse, and he wanted to save him for this times. And I think he wants to make sure he's extra tight for the trials. So I expect a good, strong effort tonight on Saturday night.
Yeah, with 100 yards left, he still had a kind of a chance right there to win the race, maybe even finish second, or maybe even win the race. It was pretty good effort there for this Jaime Gomez train. From the rail in this race number 8 at 3-1. Those are the odds on this colt by Favorite Cartel out of this Boogie Fires. Really good breeding here, including a filly that went on to make 1.3 million during her juvenile campaign. We go ahead and move on.
I would play the race if you're playing the sequence. I would single him in the pick 4, and then I would just play an exacta and maybe a trifecta, keen him under check and eagle. I think that way is you maximize my opinion of beating Cartel Coast. The exacta 3-1 will probably come back $12-15. You can hit it for $10, and it'll cover more than your pick 4. And I just think that's the way to play it. You single them in the pick 4. You don't want to spread, because then you're wasting an opinion that you have, or at least I have. That's why I would play it. My opinion is that horse, I'm going to single him. I want to maximize it. And then with the backups, I'll play the race itself with an exacta under, check an eagle, and also like a trifecta.
Okay, and we do remind you that all of George's selections throughout the card are featured on our Nightlines program, and you also on page 22 always have a pick 4 ticket as well. Chris, Chris's picks to click are featured on our website. Also on that page 22 on Nightlines, you always provide us with a best bet and a prize play. And for this Saturday card, you're going with not a best bet, not a prize play, but Chris Wade's Crumb from the Pie selection in race number 9. There we go, Chris. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm going to give a look to Hitman V. This is a horse who made the debut 14 nights ago and ran very, very well for a very, very impressive runner-up effort. This horse worked okay prior to the debut. I gave it a C+ on my grading scale, so I kind of overlooked the horse in the debut. But the horse had some trouble away from the barrier, broke a little slow and kind of skied in, but was striding out very strongly on own under a light hand. She finished well and galloped out very, very strong. And the horse gets additional yardage here tonight. Gets to that outside post with a clear path expected, with expected improvement. Off a very impressive performance off a C+ workout prior. This horse has a big look at the outcome. And the only one on my chart that has much of a chance to give the horse a little bit of a tussle will be the horse second time off the layoff there on this. Second time a runner over the racing surfaces. El Gambler J, who chipped in and ran at Rio Dos. It was off 133 nights, ran very well in the Los Alamitos debut. They're in a pretty good figure, so his number's not too far off Hitman V to the outside, but with that outside yardage, expected improvement second time off the layoff, second start of his career, coming back in 14 nights. Nice size individual, big look there. Yeah, as my top choice and selection on the preview show, Hitman V there for Jesus News and Company.
Yeah, let me go ahead and bring up the replay as well. If I remember correctly here, George, did we say, man, this is going to be a huge favorite next time out right after this race happened?
Yeah, because you just see him have the trouble. Well, you'll have the trouble early, and then you just see how he gallops out.
This is the replay of this race. He's number 3 in this race, but he's starting from post number 2. Chris, I'll go ahead and hit play, and you give us some more insight on this runner, Hitman V, again from post 2.
He ran very, very well versus a 1-5 favorite there to the outside. This horse didn't get away very slow, broke slow, was bumped back, was actually brushed a couple of times early, but had a clear path and was strong. Watch the horse finish very strongly on his own under a light shove. Finished very, very well for a very good second. Was turning out strongly right there into the turn and went by the 1-5 favorite there past the wire on a huge gallop out. This is the horse's debut. Nice size individual, C+ workout prior, and he ran that well in his debut. And that was a very impressive performance. Look at that gallop out. He's 5, 6, 7 lengths in front of the heavy favorite on the gallop out. So he wants more yardage. He gets it tonight and draws it outside post. So he should be triple tough tonight. But the only one who has much of a shot at him is El Gambler on the ship at El Gambler J, second time off the layoff coming in from Rio Dosa, but ran very well in his Los Alamitos debut off the layoff. But very impressive performance, Hitman V. So second of 2 Hitmans running tonight. Both of them have chances, but this one will be my selection preview show. So very impressive.
Man, you guys are giving out some singles tonight. I mean, if Michael's prize play, wins race number 6, George's single in race number 8, and then wrapping up with Chris Wade here in this single, we could have a nice pick 6 payout. Last week,
yeah, I'll be bringing pizza the following week.
Yeah, it'll be we'll be eating the pizza right on this show. Right on the show, we'll all have a slice of pizza. That will be a real slice of the pie, Chris. But nevertheless, should be a fun night of racing. Last Sunday, we added 10,000 into the pick 6 pool, and the total pool ended up being over $100,000. That's a record for the pick 6 promotion here at Los Alamitos. With the selections that our panel is giving you, you could maybe take down the pick 6 pool on Saturday with maybe like a $20 ticket. Just spreading a few horses here and there and going with the 3 singles here that our great panel has provided. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk about Sunday's car. Chris Wade has a slice of the pie pick, and of course, we'll talk about the running of the Golden State Million. We'll be right back. We are back for the second part of the Los Alamitos preview show, and we're going to move on to the Sunday program. First post is 6:10 p.m. for the Sunday action. We have 2 stakes races as well in this program. The Sunday night program, by the way, will be broadcast on the Cowboy Channel. In addition to FanDuel, we'll have Tom Dawson on the ground providing coverage. So that should be fun. We have never been on the Cowboy Channel before. Los Alamitos hasn't. And so it'd be kind of fun to check out the coverage there. And of course, FanDuel Racing will provide wall-to-wall coverage of Sunday's program. Here is the running of the Asai Handicap, a $30,000 race, and 9 of them are in here. I'll go ahead and go through the field. Bandita, who's 2 for 2 here at Los Al, including a trial win on October the 4th for the Golden State Million. Jarvis V ran 3rd in his trial to Doodah Cartel and AJ Cyclone. Both of those runners qualified. Notorious, mentioned him earlier, defeated CD Favorite Fire 10-1. French Valley, who's been in a couple of futurities here, including running 2nd in the Ed Burke. Anonymity has also been in several trial races. The last trial, he was 2nd to Rich Flex in the trial to the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity. Hell on Wheels, 3rd to the Lady Is a Vamp, his Golden State Million trial. Barbed Wire, 30-1. But you can never count out a horse trained by Mark Jungers. He had a great season last year. He won the AQHA Trainer of the Year, and he's winning at 24% this season. 30-1 on Barbed Wire. El Dictator, who was 2nd in the Governor's Cup Futurity, and then comes back and win his trial to the Golden State Million. The same mare as CD Favorite Fire. Are they full brothers? I believe so. Yeah. El Dictator and AJ Remember Me on the outside, 3-1 for Corina Sosa. Oscar Peinado up for this horse that ran in the Ruidoso Futurity, finishing 3rd in that $1 million race to Political Twist. So it's a heck of a race. The Asai, and before we go to Chris Wade, because he does have a selection here, you know what? Let's go ahead and hear what Chris has to say first. Chris, you picked this race as your slice of the pie race. Where are you going with in this one, Chris?
Well, I'm going to give the 2-horse Jarvis V a look here. This horse was worked very impressively for his Los Angeles debut. Was your deserved favorite in that affair. The second choice in that affair is Doodah Cartel was the fastest qualifier for Paul Jones and company for the big dance. But this horse didn't get away all that well. Was kind of slow in the strides. A nice size individual. It ran much better than look. Broke a little slow and skied out, but was starting out well on his own with run left to give. Very impressive performance on my charts. So with the trouble of track variant and with expected improvement, second time over the racing surface off the layoff on the ship in, second time over the track. He has a nice look at the outcome there. Nice price at 4-1. So I'm going to give him a look there in a very contentious affair there versus up against some good horses. Bandita on the inside likes Los Alamitos. And, of course, another horse that likes Los Alamitos was a Notorious who won that head bob in his trial. So it's a quality affair, but I'm going to give Jarvis V a look here as my selection there at a little nice price at 4-1. Going to give a nice slice of the pie there in the Asai.
Excellent. He was purchased for $260,000, gelding now by a political Jess. There's some high-price individuals here. Notorious was a $300,000 purchase. Hell on Wheels was purchased for $475,000. So some outstanding equine breeding lines here in the Asai Stakes. So love to hear what George, Michael, have any thoughts on the Asai. I'll start with you, George.
I also picked Jarvis V. I mean, it sounds like a broken record, but anytime they're on the outside as a 2-year-old, that's always a concern. Them ducking out. He hit the gate leaving. He ducked out, I think it was 4 paths, and but Chris said he started out well and finished well. I just think with the experience under the lights, the better, well, not necessarily better post draw, but in between post draw, I think he's going to run a lot better. And you have to also consider the 2 horses on the outside. I mean, El Dictator won as easy as can be, and I think that's what kind of hurt him. And that's why the reason he is not running in the final. I think he just was never pressured. And it's just hard for a rider once they're that far in front. Are you gonna try to get everything out of the horse and not save anything for the final? And if Armando could have it back, obviously he would have, but he didn't, and it ended up costing him the chance to qualify.
He did break in a little bit. That probably cost him a few hundredths of a second, just enough to kind of keep him out of the final. Michael, your thoughts?
I'm with Jarvis V as well. I was very impressed with the recovery after drifting outwards at the start, and I'm going to make it a threesome. I'm on Jarvis V also.
Okay, here is that trial. You start from the outside post number 8. Chris?
Yeah, he was moving a little bit as the gate started. He veered out, brushed the side of the gate, and took something out of him. He's a nice-sized individual. As you can see, it's like father and son compared to the rest of the horses. Nice-sized individual, starting out very strongly on his own without being pressured too harshly. So he's moving strongly late. Nice gallop out. Drawn between horses, as noted by George, with those outside, those 2-year-olds, first time over the surface, have a tendency to drift out away from the gate. And that's what happened with this individual. Hit the side of the gate, and it cost him some ground. And starting out well on his own with run left to give. He worked very, very well prior. So I'm going to give him a look, drawn between horses, to be a big improver there in that affair on Sunday night in the Asai. So 4-1, nice number for his talent on this expected improvement evening over the surface. So a big look there as our top choice in that Asai handicap.
Yeah, you can kind of see after he bumps the side of the gate how flat-footed he was. He almost had to just restart that momentum and get going again. And the way he finished, very impressive there. So just a quick look once again. Look at right there. He's got zero momentum.
Yeah, he's drifted out. He drifted out 4 or 5 lanes, and that's kind of hard to make up in that event at going 400 yards. But still, very impressive performance. Bobbled, veered out, hit the side of the gate. Much trouble. Expected improvement second time over the surface. Big look there at that 4-1 in the Asai.
Okay, our panel's all in agreement. Jarvis V will win the Asai Handicap. It's a really good race. Let's go ahead and move on to the big one on Sunday night, and I'll go through the field. There's 9 of them in here. The Lady is a Vamp. Of course, that Paul Jones was just raving about the beginning of the season. The Lady is a Vamp. Starts from post 1, 15-1. VR Make It Sweet, trial winner. A really good time, 1996. 103 Don Ranch and Ramiro Castillo's horses in this race. AJ Cyclone ran second to fastest qualifier Doodah Cartel, 20-1. Beuteeful, a couple of notes on Beuteeful. She's looking to go 5-4-5. And the last horse that went 5-4-5 and won the Golden State Million Futurity was He's a Dash of Fire back in 2014. What a great career he went on to have. Champion of Champions winner, a world champion. And not only that, Kristen Watanabe, she's looking to become the first female trainer ever to win the Golden State Million Futurity. We'd have thought with the great women trainer that we've had here at Los Al, Connie Hall, Donna MacArthur, so many others, Janet Van Bever. Maybe they would have done it in the past. I was surprised when I saw Christian has a chance to make history. This is the 56th running of this race. Our first ever Golden State Million was in 1970. Doodah Cartel, the fastest qualifier, trainer Paul Jones and Henry Reynoso Lopez. Paul has won this race a couple of times. I Got Your Tack was his most recent winner for Double Bar S Ranch. There's a 6 Enforce. Look at the price on this one, $675,000 purchase. And look at the breeding line. Favorite Cartel out of Remember Me Rose. And look at the trainer, Chris Odell. And who has had more success with this breeding line than Chris Odell? You think Chris Odell didn't go like this to the owners? Hey, I know this breeding. Get me this horse. And so far, does have a victory and looking for the big one here in this Golden State Million. He's the most expensive horse in this field at $675,000. Chris Odell has won the Golden State Million with a horse with this exact breeding. We did it with Run for Your Life in the late 2010s. Jesus Rios Ayala knows this horse very well. 8-1 on the morning line in Force. Who's the V? 8-1 as well. Valeriano Racing Stables, the owner. Jesus Nunez, the trainer, a big winner in the trials in 1996 as well. Just Worth It. Winner of the Ed Burke Million Futurity. He is on a roll. Absolutely on a roll. He won that Ed Burke with not that great of a start and ended up winning by 3/4 of a length. Just Worth It looking to become the 7th horse to win both the Ed Burke and the Golden State Million Futurity. And there's the outside horse, number 9, DR Stone Cold, another trial winner, and the 3rd horse from Dunn Ranch and Ramiro Castillo. Well, I'll start with our track announcer, Michael Wrona. Michael, who are you going with in this race?
Beuteeful to beat Jess, I'm Worth It. And yes, I know that they're the top 2 on the morning line, but that's the exacta I landed on when looking at the past performances last night. In fact, it's probably been the exacta that I landed on after the trials were run. And so not a particularly inventive, creative thing from a value standpoint, but this filly just continues to amaze me. And I was raving about all of the things she overcame to win that trial to the Golden State Million, to win it so powerfully, having not worked beyond 220, having never raced beyond 300, having not raced since May. I was just so thoroughly impressed. My mind goes back to her debut clocking of 11.90 for 220 yards, which is the fastest by a 2-year-old in my time at Los Alamitos. So from day one, she's been an absolute star, and she has found ways to win when things might have been going a bit topsy-turvy as the gate opened a couple of times. She's just absolutely mesmerizing. And I think she'll win. And I've just been making notes as you were talking, Orlando, about the history with He's a Dash of Fire, the last to go 5 for 5, winning this race 11 years ago. That's a handy little historical nugget, which I appreciate. And Jess, I'm worth it. Number 8, the Edberg Million winner. I just loved his acceleration in the first half of the race. After he wasn't that brilliantly away. But I really loved what he did coming towards the gap in his trial. So they're my two. And obviously, Ed Burghardt feels somewhat similar.
Chris, your top selection here in the Golden State Million Futurity. Michael went with Beuteeful, just based on the outstanding record, the ability early on that she showed, the quickness, the big trial win. Just on worth it is his second choice. Who's your top choice, Chris?
AB, basically the same selection. Beuteeful, so very talented. Has won each effort very impressively without even being asked to run. Gapped out very strong. The ability is endless. So very well named. A beautiful gray horse, and definitely a great flash is the one to beat. And of course, Jess I'm Worth has won 4 races in a row. Won the Edberg Million previously. So very talented. Won with a little bit of trouble along the way in the last affair. Will be my second choice. I'm going to give a Doodah Cartel a look there as well as the fastest qualifier. Finally got to the gate in halfway decent fashion for Paul Jones and Terry Thompson. And horse has a look at the outcome as well with a clean getaway. If it gets away clean, don't forget this horse very well could have won the previous affair that he was entered in with all kinds of trouble running 5th with a good amount of trouble in the prior stakes race. So the ability is there. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate, but kind of hard to go anything against Beuteeful. So very talented and has not been asked to run in 4 very impressive victories and gapped out very strong. So no problem with the distance with everything factored in. The one to beat Beuteeful there in the Golden State Million Futurity, the good-looking gray in post number 4.
If we remember Paul Jones, what he said about Doodah Cartel's race, they parted the Red Sea for him, gave him all this room, and he was able to just take off and win easily. That was great for Doodah Cartel. And George, you're always handicapping the post positions and the styles of the horses around each and every horse. So what does that mean for Doodah Cartel when it's enforced? You made a comment saying rough start. And Beuteeful, who early on in her career, she would most of the time break in. So, but she did come out in her kindergarten victory from post number 1. So go ahead and kind of give me a little bit of that analysis from a post position standpoint, and then your selection to win the race.
It's one of those where either it's going to be working out great for both of them because they're not necessarily the quickest out of the gate, or it's going to be one of those situations where they wipe each other out because Doodah tends to break in. Beuteeful is not necessarily the quickest. Like the first couple of jumps, she's not as quick. Similar to like Ladies of Vamp, who's also not necessarily that quick early, but once they get going, they're the top of the class in the field. At their top speed is just getting to that top speed. In terms of post draws, Beuteeful. I mean, I would have really liked it if she was number 5 and Doodah was inside, because then I think she's pretty confidently can get a good trip. I'm just worried about being inside of Doodah Cartel. He's broken in more than a few times, so that can trouble her. For me though, and overall for who won the post draws, I think the 8 and 9 won the post draws. The 9 is a gangly runner who takes a little bit to get going. You see Juan Polito, he was kind of steering him early and then just kind of like guiding him to the wire. Just I'm Worth It did break slow in his Edberg win and his last start, but he last when he won the Edberg, he had the rail, so he kept his path. And last time he was lucky to keep his path. But I think with who he's drawn, the outside is most likely going to break out, and he's going to keep that clear path. So I think he won the post draw. But my pick, I ended up going with the horse that ran second to him, and that was Enforce. I know me and Michael were thinking Just I'm Worth It was gone when he accelerated through that path early, and then here came Enforce and gave him everything he could into a strong 9.46 final eighth. I was really impressed with that effort. Chris typically gives them a start when they come in from New Mexico, so I thought it was even a more impressive effort off of that. I think he's going to run a really big race. Ayala's a good money rider. He draws next to a horse that likes to break in. I think he's going to get a really good clear path, and I think he's going to get. I think I have Enforce on top and Just I'm Worth It second. I think they ran 1-2 in the trials. I think they're going to run 1-2 in the final. Beautiful, I respect. She's one either I pick on top or I don't pick at all. I just think either she's going to have trouble or she's going to have that clear path and most likely win. So at 9-5 versus 8-1, that question answers itself. I have to go with the 8-1 shot. I respect her. I mean, I respect everybody in this field. I think 8 of 9 horses can win this race easily if things go their way. It's a real good contentious field. It's a really good betting race. But I ultimately landed on Enforce at 8-1.
Yeah,
Given the price tag that you highlighted earlier, Orlando, of $675,000 for Enforce, favorite Cartel Remember Me Rose, it must have stung the connections to be gelding him.
Yeah, you're totally right, because after I saw the price, I went back and looked. Okay, he's a colt, right? No, he's a gelding. But sometimes you have to make those tough decisions because after running fourth first out, I don't know when they gelded him, but he ran fourth his first out, won by 3/4 of a length, then that fifth place finish in a 440-yard race. I mean, I guess at some point, who knows what kind of a horse he was, and like I mentioned, Chris O'Dell has experience with these horses, and Powerful Favorite and Bomb Cyclone both were geldings. And finally,
I would say he has a similar running line to start off his career as Bomb Cyclone. Bomb Cyclone broke slow on his debut and rallied, and then came back and won his second race. So it's very similar to Bomb Cyclone.
And the first prize for winning the Golden State Million, Futurity, would pretty much cover the purchase price.
Yeah, and and then the big 3-year-old year that hopefully this horse has. Enforce. We want to see these horses continue to grow and do some great things. It's always good to have a horse with this kind of breeding line and this caliber and historical significance on that breeding line do well.
They can run for years because a Powerful Favorite ran until he was 6 or 7. So once they're good, they stay good, and they're living up to their name as West Texas Racing Partners, not West Texas Breeding Partners. So, so they want to race, they want to win races, and I applaud that.
That's a great point, George. Beautiful. Just Flash and Roll is the last filly as well, Michael, to win the Golden State Million. Futurity. And that was also a similar partnership. A lot of people from Texas own Flash and Roll, and she not only did she win the Golden State Million, she went on to win the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity as well. DR Make It Sweet is a horse that that looks to me like has a pretty good chance to do some good things in this race. But again, I went with Beautiful and Just Worth It. Beautiful just because the record's just sparkling. Just Worth It. If he breaks, he might be the best finisher in this group. Enforce, just a very solid effort, like you mentioned, George. And Doodah Cartel, you always got to take a look at that qualifying time, and if everything clicks, we know that he can put it all together and have a big race. He's a cold by favorite Cartel. Always good to have a cold win, a big race like this. It's always good for the industry as well. So that's a good look at the Golden State Million Futurity. It's a good look at the weekend. I appreciate all of the great work you gentlemen put in. Looking forward to 10 race programs, both on Saturday and Sunday. Any last words, George?
No, I'm just looking forward to the full 10 race cards both nights. The pick sixes, I'll be playing them for sure, and I'm interested in seeing some debut runners in the daytime, the thoroughbred races early on, just to see how they do. Because there's one is from Angie Aquino that has had some strong work, so looking forward to see how that one runs.
Yeah, like I mentioned, quite a few 2-year-old races for quarter horses, a solid program to kick off that Saturday 10 race card. Michael, any last words?
You mentioned earlier that the Cowboy Channel will be here, and I think that's a great addition to the coverage. It'll be great to see Tom Dawson, a legendary horse racing broadcaster of quarter horse and thoroughbred racing over many decades, here at Los Alamitos. And so we'll look forward to welcoming Tom and the Cowboy Channel crew.
Yeah, I saw him and touched base with him at the AQHA Challenge Championship Racing Conferences, where I was last weekend. And by the way, Scoop's Dynasty won the AQHA Challenge Championship, and that race carries a berth to the champions. He had already won the Go Man Go. So in that way, now it opens up another spot in the Z. Wayne Griffin Director's Trials. So we now have 2 for sure spots for the champion of champions in the Z. Wayne. Chris, any last words?
A great weekend of racing. Got some great races being shipped in from Albuquerque and our Lone Star. Don't forget to check out our selections for those in the program and or on the Los Alamitos website, and some great quarter horse racing this weekend at Los Alamitos. And don't forget, don't leave out that horse on the pick 4, because the best bet in all night racing is Los Alamitos. You might save yourself $16, but cost yourself a lot more. So any kind of price pumps up your turn immensely. We had a pick 4 last week. You had one price and some well-met runners. You had a 9-to-1 shot, and the dang thing come on almost $900 with 3 well-met short price winners. But one price pumps it up immensely.
Thank you so much for that, Chris. Thank you all. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And for our viewers, you as well, have a great rest of your day as well. We'll see you this weekend at Losa.
The best part of the nighttime racing season at Los Alamitos is here, as the best quarter horses in the nation set to compete in our biggest race, like the Los Alamitos Super Derby, the Champion of Champions, and the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. Plus, the best bets in night racing continue, like our early and late pick 4s, always with the best pools at night. And of course, our pick 6 promos on Sunday nights. The best part of the year is here at Los Alamitos.